didn't think about this. Oh, yeah, okay. And then we can continue. Uh, should you lack the resource to renew the offering every time? Yeah, that is like maybe if you haven't got much resource for your food, clothes, these things, and it is very difficult to change each moment, and then it's particularly do so as the often as your mean allow, like according to your wealth. If you are very poor, you can use the same measure of the grain over and over again and again. This like during the 100,000, you can just like kind of the same grain, like you can use again and again over and over. That's no problem. And this is according to your like kind of a measure of the, how do you say, it's like your the resource. If you are very much poor, and then is you don't need to like kind of put effort or something, you're like kind of the, you don't eat and to offer, this is not like case. And both sides you need to concern to yourself to be hungry and to offering, that is not very good. You need to survive, and it's very important like this. And some people practitioners says, if I'm hungry, I want to offer all my things. That is not correct. And like this. And also, however, often you change the grain, yeah, and like kind of the possible to have very good source. And when you are like kind of the changing or not changing, it is very important this like green, clean, and before you offered it by the like kind of the picking out all the frank and bodies. And that means it's like kind of in the grain you have some like kind of dirty. It is like kind of the how do you say, it's the leftover of the some grain you cannot use for the food, this sort of things. And dust and chaff and these things, straw and the bird grouping. And this is like birds grouping means sometimes like farmers collecting the grain, sometimes inside the bird's shit. And these things you need to clean up very well. And like this kind of, and then it's like saturated it with the saffron on the other seconded waters, and a little bit kind of the saturated means it's like to make first saffron waters to wait, and then is you put under some cotton to dry up very well. That times you can to pick up pebbles, birds dropping things, and also it's like all that is to clean. That is very important in the Namanikayas, the offerings, because it said last time I told you three important things: substance and then the second is purities, and then third one is arrangements. These three things. Substance is the what you offered, like barley or rice or like kind of the coral or whatever you offered. This is, and second is purities. Purity is like maybe it's like how do you say purity, or it's like qualities. It's nice and like fresh, nothing dusty things. And then second is kolepa, is like kind of the arrangement. It's very nice, fantastically, and it's to yourself to clean and everything. Even it's like this, if you are wearing nice clothes, maybe you are in the retreat, don't take shower and not clean your clothes, and don't wash your mouth, very smell everywhere. These things, oh, I'm in the retreat, why not? I'm not going outside, no problem. That's not very good. You are more important than rather than go outside. You are the front of the Buddha and Bodhisattvas, and you recite in these mantras, prayers, from ugly smell from your mouth, and also very ugly smell is from your body. This is like not very good. In this case, for the Namanikayas body, they have this mandala offerings, better to clean everything. That is as much as you can. Very important. Of course, there is the views and a little bit kind of the according the condition and according the views. And although the teaching do permitted the offering of the earth and the stones, this is for the benefit of those so poor that they have no positions at all. Then it's like those kind of the poor peoples, and it doesn't matter. It's for instance in some Buddhist countries, sometimes like poor peoples, they offering to lamas and monasteries like need like a kind of needle, and also like stain, it's like all like kind of the matches, and also it's like one biscuit, maybe it's like this, and this is like kind of doesn't matter. You are making accumulation for your according to your like resource, and it is like if you really haven't got much any resource and very much poor, it doesn't matter, and you need to use any kind of to your support. Here is even the stones and also sand, this kind of you can to use. For those with such superior faculties that their mind can create. Superior faculties means someone is really understand like the view of the emptiness, to understand the nature of the realities, or maybe it's like you clearly to understand the view of the great perfections, like alpha purities, like kind of cutting through, and you are like kind of higher realizations you can to create. It's like not necessarily something material things. Single speck of the dust Buddha felt as numerous as all the particles of the earth in the whole world. It's kind of the one small art like particles on the top of theirs, they can to create the billions, like kind of the trillions, like Buddha felt one in the particle, one small particle. And this kind of the dust is like kind of, then is any kind of one, maybe barleys, is like kind of the multiply, like kind of offer things. This is inconceivable. That's kind of the magic play of the realization of the natural state or maybe it's discipline of the realization of the true nature of the realities. And this kind of the higher or the supreme faculties human being and understood like kind of the nature realities, then they offering the dharmakayas. That perspective, maybe you don't need to something like a best substance to make the like kind of best qualities arrangements, because it's like a beginning primordially arranged everything, the universal ground of the absolute space, and inside all this outside environmental, inner the sentient beings, between there is whatever desirable things. It's a naturally arrangement, automatic arrangement. Everything is like the best substance, best cleaners, because the absolute spaces permeated each single atom of the phenomena. That you understand, there's no need to clean up anything, or everything is good quality, clean. And arrangement is automatic, natural, everything. Then this sort of kind of realizations, you're not necessarily to collect which is best, which is like this. That is like this. Then you don't need thinking about gold, silver, coral, these things. But otherwise, only you say is here's. You may actually have what is the necessary, but there's a like kind of negative say, but you have all the resources and you have like belonging, you are very wealthy and you have everything. Unable to let go and generously offered it. You cannot, because according your the disturbing emotional stinginess, sense of the loss, and then you cannot do like this. Then you are like kind of may claim with all sort of considered and highly plausible reasons. I don't know, this one is plausible or pleasant. How do you say it? This one is, the pronunciation is, can you say someone's? Okay, I will to check this one, the pronunciation, only pronunciation, okay? Did you check?
Plausible.
No. P-L-A-S-I
Plausible.
plausible. Yes, plausible. And plausible reasons. Plausible means it's like I hope, guess, like this. Plausible is like maybe it's I have high realizations, I don't need to like to follow up than this namanikayas, and I have positions, but I'm a little bit stinginess. I use my kind of the views, this kind of highly plausible reason, then it's not good, it says. Even like kind of convinced yourselves that you are the making offering using mental and visualizations, but you will only be fooling yourselves. And that is the really truth. Because if you have like a resource, you have opportunity to do it. If you don't do, and your resource, your like and wealth like stingily to keep, and you kind of plausible, this kind of guessed. My view is very high, I don't need this sort of, but inside so much stinginess, sense of the loss, then it's not good. You may be cheating yourself. That's absolutely true. Them maybe it's like kind of Buddha and Bodhisattvas teachers. Maybe they are not looking your kind of these things 100%, and not necessarily in this perspective. You're like kind of the benefit as much as this kind of to do it. For instance, you offered like a kind of the changing this rice, and after maybe you are during the 100,000 mandar offerings timers, maybe you used like maybe 1,000 kilos of the rice barleys, and afterwards, and Buddha and Bodhisattvas, they never going to eat this, and the lamas, they never take away this one. This afterwards, these are like kind of the Momic generations. You give to birds, you give to the poor, and your belonging resource things, like to doing the accumulation to two things. One is like the offering you offered, you're according your view, maybe this is extraordinary offering things becomes. And after you make generosities, your rice or grain things, maybe you make generosity to the birds, to the like other sentient beings, then your resource, your belonging, you use it for the mandala offering, and like to using like two kind of the benefit from this your belongings. One you offered, you receive benefit accumulation merit, and then after this goes to the insect or the animals going to eat, and also it's generosity accumulation merit. How much is the benefit? And therefore that is the very important. If possible to you have opportunity, need to change. You don't to proclaim to say, oh, I have high view, it doesn't matter, and like this, not very good, and like this. Moreover, all the Tantra and Pita instructions speak of the clean offerings, cleanly prepared, or this cleanly prepared object of offerings. In the like kind of many, even in the Mantrayanas takes it to say that you need like kind of the cleaning offerings, and cleanly prepared means before like kind of the substance. It's not kind of any kind of you offer. Maybe also prepared, you are like kind of very clean, like the substance. And therefore it's like cleanly prepared objects offerings. And we are offerings to already clean it and like material things. Then you are offering. This kind of in the sutta say like this. Otherwise it's like in the sutta say never ever to say the recommend. Dirty offering, dirtily prepared. It is never ever said. Dirty offering, dirtily prepared. Never says. Clean, like kind of cleaned prepared offerings. And this even in the sutta said like this. So never offered leftovers or the food that is contaminated with like kind of the stinginess or the dirtiness. Maybe it's like kind of your something left over, and also it's like kind of contaminated. Maybe some is like a time offered, like kind of the expired, and like kind of some cheese or some water, some grain is rotten. This sort of never ever cannot to offerings. Do not take a best of the barley for the rice or wheat, anything's your own, like consumptions. Consumption is like kind of you take yourself and leave the rest for the offerings. maybe it's like dirty and like degenerated or contaminated. This sort of these things make like Tsamba or the Tormas. It's very important. Some is like Chopin's, and some is so says, oh, this Tsamba is a little bit kind of the smelling old, expired, that, oh, we can to make Tormas. Oh, this butter is not very good. Maybe it's okay, we cannot eat it, but for the Tormas. This kind of like maybe make ugly. We are kind of the foolish or the like kind of cheating our own self. Maybe not very good. This like kind of concept, you also thinking dirty, then you are thinking offerings. And that is not very good. For example, if you go to some place, and your relatives, your friends, they say, yes, today's our friend is coming. What can we give? Or there is one nice cheese, but it's long time in the fridge. It's now the kind of the blue and expired, but we can clean to give to the friend. It's not very good, yes, to offer to others. Exactly like this. If yourself is like this situation, this is imagine, okay? Like this dualistic perspective. And also it's like ancient Kadmpas used to say, to keep the best for yourself and offer the Modi cheese. Modi cheese is like thing the dirty and like green smelling, this kind of. Whether the, like kind of the vegetables to the free jewels, well, not to do so, cannot to like offer like this. Maybe like kind of the vegetables everywhere is like rotten. Time is a long time. Or this sort of, you never to do for the offering things. And also do not make that like kind of the tormas and the lamp offerings with the kind of the rancid or the rotten, like kind of the rotten, and also it's like kind of not very good ingredients, keeping for your own use whatever is not spoiled. And then it's like kind of the some good part you keep yourself, bad part you kind of the doing the for the offering things. That sort of conduct will deplete your married self. And this kind of the doing things, you try to make the accumulation married, but they're like making the source or like kind of the exhaustible your meritorious deplete and kind of the decrease your like kind of actions. Maybe it's like to doing like Mandala offerings, but you using dirty, not clean and ugly things. And then this like you are doing put effort things, not really pure accumulation maybe, but doing the negative accumulations and kind of the positive, it's make more positive accumulation, make like kind of the exhaust deplete like this. And in this kind of, maybe it's like better do not like doing Mandala offering these things. If you are like kind of the 1 or 100, 1,000, even you can't do the like 100,000, maybe every day once you do, maybe clean, pure, absolutely follow up the Namanikayas kind of the Mandala offerings. Then it's like you do some more things, it's benefit. Like this, for example, if you are making food, maybe you are very lazy and maybe it's like you don't care. And in the kitchen, whatever you have put and to make and the food. Or maybe it's like your family, others, also they don't help to you. You think, oh, they don't help me, I don't care. Okay, I need to make lunch. You put a lot of salt, chili, not really cooked, and you are making problem to your families. and then it's like kind of because lazy. Then you put on the table, and of course others cannot eat it, but for yourself it's not very good. And to make more problems, maybe you eat this food, maybe you can get, and then you make poison yourself. In this perspective, you're doing small things, but to give or to eat yourself, it's wonderful. Like this, doing positive things, it's such a kind of benefit. When we are doing the positive things, we need object. Object, like a kind of object of the superior object, three jewels, Buddha, Bodhisattvas, teachers. And inferior object is the sentient beings. And this true object, then we work together, and then it's like we making accumulation merit. If, for example, this true object no existence, how we can do accumulation merit? For example, some other like kind of the continent, some other world, maybe there's no object. In the pure land of the Amitabhas, in the Namanikaya says, if you reborn theirs, even you want to make generosity, no Buddhists don't need. If you give something, maybe it's like they're angry. They don't need any at all. And maybe it's like some in the place, there's no name of the three jewels, no name of the Buddha, no offering place, no image. Then it's like they just using the day like consequence, what in the past result. Then in that moment, they cannot do nothing accumulation merit. But we are very lucky. We born in the human realms, we can do accumulation merit. This accumulation merit we can make getting better and better next process. And therefore it's like very important to do the good positive. The delicious whiskey. And also is that when making the shazi means it's the torma or the tormas, prepare the dough with the consistency that you yourself would like. What does it mean? For example, dough is like kind of too much like kind of the muddy, and light is not good. You cannot much eat, not delicious. And too hard, maybe for you is not good. But when you eat in tsamba or dough, what if middle, soft like this is necessary. One is torma dorza. Sometimes in chopins they do when they make torma, because hard is cannot, and soft and very quickly to do. But after torma is like this, to like kind of melted and like exhausted, not like this. Torma also tsamba doors, when you are making the shazi and tormas, exactly strong to keep the shape, exactly like this. What you eat normally tsamba is like this. It is the wrong to do, add a lot of water to the like dough just because it makes it easy to work. This sort of not very good. And you should to do more hard, more like nicely. Atisha used to say Jobo Atishanas. And these Tibetans will never be rich. They make their torma dough too thin. That means, thin means it's like kind of the watery. And it's like kind of very easy to say. And therefore in Tibetan people's making torma, this is not very good because they never become the rich. When you make even the torma offerings, like first is a tsamba is cleaned, and then is you put the clean water, and then you make very nice dough, not hard, not like kind of watery, it's like kind of light. And then you make also torma very much correct, and you put torma inside, you put color, these tormas, very important to fully them. Some part you put this color, some part you don't put color. This is not very good. To everything, Torma arrangement is so important. One is Chopin's doing Torma, and yourself is you. When you make retreat, you make Torma, or maybe you cannot make Torma. You put fruits. Also, these fruits is like kind of representative your Torma to make clean, to nice, to arrangement like this necessary. For example, most in India, they arrange Torma is like fruits. If you put the fruits also clean to arrangement is very, very important. And also it's like Joba Atisha said, just to offer water is enough to accumulate merits. Because it's like sometimes like every day, maybe it's like a Mandala offerings very important, but it's like you can to buy 7 bowl offerings. Maybe most time it's like kind of you are using like a kind of symbolic, small, cheap these offering bowls. Also, if you have resource opportunities, maybe you can to buy the silver, gold you can to make. And it's very important. Of course, it's like dangerous for the thief or robber. But if someone's thief, it doesn't matter. You created, and it's like this. I make joke. Is once I bought 7 offering bowls in the like kind of second hand. Who I don't know who is used this one. Also, this fairy owners used a lot, almost at 10. And then I bought that one nice, like small things, and then I used. It's very much useful. I don't know. I bought maybe many times the 7 offering bowl, silver, couple, many things. I never used, but this one I'm using often, all the times. I thought this person has a very strong wish, and like kind of I want to buy, and wherever this go using for the benefit. When you are create, you buy, or some is like offering bowls. Maybe you have very good motivation. If I use, If someone's use. And like this, then this offering bowl. And also you don't need to use every time you change this barley or the rice inside. 7 bowls you offering water. And also you don't need to really mineral water. You can to use the tap water. And sometimes our practitioners, this is principle me, I never changed, but when you are offering the waters, every day maybe you can put change. Most in the Buddhist countries, even the ordinary families, they have 7 bowls. And like kind of in the morning, when you wake up, you wash your teeth, and then it's like maybe you take shower or to clean your face, hand, and then you go to in the altar, you clean this, or maybe you already cleaned it before that to clean, and then you can to put very nicely to arrange. And also before you arrange, is never make empty. Put a little bit water inside to arrange 7 bowls, and then you pull inside the water to fill up, and then you bless in Ram Yanka or Ma'ahong. This is very easy. In the middle, if you have one butter lamp, and these days even you can use like kind of the like electricity. There's very simple, easy. It's like kind of keep luminosity. And then in the evening, in the afternoon, you should to take out to nicely to clean, to be prepared tomorrow. And this water offering never keep in the afternoon. And then this water offering you put in the garden or put in the sink. It's like this one is can get the hungry ghost. You can to recite money if you can to throw out in the sink or you in the garden or for the flowers. It's a very much benefit. This kind of as much as we can to make accumulation, it's a very important, like beside for in our life, daily life activities. and also we need accumulation merit. Therefore, you can to make accumulation merit by only the water offerings. And India, it is too hot, and the water is never as pure as here in Tibet. And really it's like kind of as you aware of the accumulating merit offering. Clean water is extremely effective if you can do it diligently. And Chowa Atisha say like this. And in Tibetan it's very much, and now nowadays we are tap water is okay, not that bad. We can to offer. Clean the 7 offering bowls or the other like kind of the recipients and lay them out side by side. How look like kind of these 7 offering bowls? 7 offering bowls. This is like kind of you are offering, and to very important to clean, and also like kind of the lay them out side by side, maybe between like this kind of one finger, like fingers, maybe it's between gaps, someone's high, longer, not like this, side by side. Not too close together and not too far apart. They should all the state like direct, them not like kind of the had a quick way, with none of them out of the lines. Someone's front, someone back like this, and not very good. And also here said the water should be clean, with no grain inside, not good. Offerings like this, sometimes water inside falling into dusty. Some is like grain or that like kind of sand. Dust is not good. And hair particularly are like kind of. And also is like dust and insect floating on it. This sort of never to very much clean. And also it's like the bowl that should be filled with care. Maybe it's like kind of half, not really fully. Or sometimes full, but not quite to the brim, is like too much over like this. Not good. Exactly correct. Without spilling any water on the offering tables. On the table or other, there's no kind of the weight and a drop of the water, these things. This is the way to making beautiful and pleasant water offerings, and such a kind of the accumulation merit. Absolutely, this sort of like we can do it. Why not? It's possible. And too much too laziness do in order to do positive things, then it's next times we don't know which kind of we have the situations. And like this. And also in the prayer of the good actions, speaking of the offerings, arranged perfectly, like this kind of the meanings. Distinctive leaves means it's like between, and like kind of the not gap is longer or short, like this, exactly. And like kind of the sublimely, like kind of superiorly, like if you go to in the like superior restaurant, and then they like kind of prepare the tables and the knife, fork, spoons, and plate is how much nice arranged, and like this kind of sublimely to arrange. And if you are like kind of to offer to the Buddha and Bodhisattvas, and this is very, very important to arrangement, is very, very nicely. Benefit for yourself, benefit for other sentient beings. And also it's like said that whatever form of the offering you make, if you make it is the beautiful and pleasing, even in the way it is set out. And of course, it's like this like kind of the offerings, and this like kind of through your pure motivations, faith, devotion, and compassion way. Then it's like you can to make the beautiful way, pleasant way. All these things what you offering you when you are make. The respect you should to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And so and doing well brings the vast amount of the merits that intersect and like this. Even if you are, of course, Mandala offerings, such the but even you are offering water offerings, 7 bowls. How much is the bring? Make the effort to arrange your offering well. Put the effort, and it's like kind of whatever in the text says, you do diligently every day like this, it can bring vast amount of the accumulation merit. And if like bring the vast accumulation merit, it can purify a lot of our obscuration, and also it's like negative circumstances, and also it's such a kind of the benefit for other sentient beings. And therefore I think it's very much necessary to do something. When it's like here it says even you cannot to do offering of the mandalas, maybe every day you can to offering the 7 bowls, the water offering. That is the possible. And in the morning maybe you do in the altar maybe like kind of the 10 minutes, 20 minutes. If you in the evening you take out, if you not in the evening your home, maybe when you come back you immediately to take out to clean. It's take 10 or 20 minutes, like 10 minutes, probably 5 minutes. That is like kind of the doing you daily, like doing something positive things. Of course, we are all the time drink coffee, talking families, follow other pleasures, go outside, talking the business, jobs, every day, and we spend. Make joke, is time is flying, and we are not permanent. We are more and more old and old. Death possesses close, near and near. And then it's past the times, and then when we can to do the positive things. And then we died like this, and next life is like when we be next life is same as not this present situations. And that time is we want to be have like kind of the happy, and also it's like that times we don't want any sufferings, but we haven't got accumulation merit. It's difficult to have happiness comfortable. Therefore it's like kind of the necessary to do diligently. If you lack resource or are the otherwise unable to make offerings, there is nothing wrong with offering even something dirty or unpleasant, and long as you are intention, as long as your intention is perfectly pure. And also it's like maybe it's you haven't got nice contain to offering bowls because you cannot to buy. Maybe you can to use plastic offering bowls. And maybe if you can to sometimes you're really poor, you can make clean bowls. Like, of course you can make beautiful, clean of course, but just you can to yourself. And I'm just to say, one of my relatives, one lady, she like kind of asked to one lama, and how it is the my previous lives. And this lama said, is your previous life, you was very, very poor lady, and you are like kind of the hairdress, and you go to others hairdress, and then you can to earn money, a kind of like a little they give food, but only kind of survive, nothing kind of almost it is like a hungry die. You have children like this. One day one rich you did hair dress, and these ladies give butter. Ancient times sometimes they use oil for the butter for the ladies' hair. Of course, in modern you have like fantastic creams. Ancient times, and then she used very slowly and a little bit left this butter, and then of course you can take at home. When she bring home, and she thought maybe I will give to children, maybe I have a little bit to share. But then she thought if I'm share we eat, nothing kind of benefit. Maybe we can't get much, very small. And maybe I want to make accumulation merit. I want to offer this butter lamp. And she couldn't have, she hasn't got any butter lamp contained. And then she thinking, what can I do? And then she's searching around. There's one sheep hoover, you know, in the hoover, on the lake, the sheep hoover, and she bring and at home and to clean up. She put like inside this inside to make the fire, and then make nice oil, put oil inside, and she made butter lamp to offer to the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. She imagined, like kind of visualize, and maybe whoever living Buddha and Bodhisattva front of me, I'm offering to this butter lamp, and please could you accept and may in like kind of this virtues to make the free and to clean up whoever poor same my situations. And according these virtues, and you reborn as again a human being, is as your lady now. And then you do the more positive things, the next life is you are getting better. And like this, and then these ladies all the time must try to offer butter lamp and the offering bowls, almost at her life. And then it's like after passed away, and she like again to born human, quite rich families. She has more positive habitual tendencies, and they're getting better and better. There's history like this. Like this is if you need to do something to make offering and to make the accumulation merit. But also it's like if you haven't got, I haven't got any clean and like expensive and these things, like this lady, she used like the sheep hoover, and also it's like the butter is left over this hairdress. It's everything is like kind of dirty, but her mind is very much pure, attention is perfect, then it doesn't matter. And also, and Buddha and Bodhisattvas have no concept of the clean or the dirty. Buddha and Bodhisattvas, they realize that the equanimity of the dirty and clean, not samsara and nirvanas, they own and the perspectives, there's no deviation of the dirty or cleanness. Everything is fantastic. And you offer its perspective, you have good motivations, whatever you have opportunities, you offer, that's make a lot of clean. And how do you say, it's like accumulation, merit. And this is also, is I think his stories. There are the example of the such offerings in the story, like the one about a poor woman known as the town scavenge offering the Buddha's butter lamps. This is like kind of in the village, they're like kind of the one lady very much poor and to traveling in the village, and once she was very much interested and like kind of such a faith devotion to the Buddha, and she offered one butter lamp. And this is like kind of the big history. After it's like kind of there's Buddhas in the Sutta, and how it is become make the liberation seed for her mind. And also it's like for the Buddha, it doesn't matter how she may be dirty way to offer, but Buddha accept like this. And there is the story of the leper woman. Leper woman is like kind of the sick. Leopard, maybe leper woman is like kind of the losing nose, finger, is like this. Like kind of the very strong epidemic. And who offered to the Mahakashyapa bowl of the rice grown, and she had received one hair beginning rounds it, because when she offered this rice bowl to the Mahakashyapan, and she saw in the rice there's one hair, she was like kind of the offering it, Mahakashyapan, after fly fell in. I think it's a hair. Sometimes they said here is like one fly fell into that. She tried to take out this flying out the hairs to take out, and then when she is like kind of tied to like kind of the fish out the fly, the finger fell into because her like leper woman, her sickness and her finger is kind of the felt into this, but the Mahakashyapani on the bowl, rice bowl, of course, and Mahakashyapani, he just ate it. I think it's like this. For example, Mahakashyapani drank it anyway. He drank here. Normally, of course, a sick person like this kind of finger falling into your food, how you can to eat? Surely like kind of the tulips person run away, like kind of to say. But this is Bodhisattva like this. In order to fulfill her good like intention, she is like kind of such a devotion, intention is good things. According that, then Kasyapan kind of the ate it, as her offering had provided him with the whole day's food. Because Kasyapan eat only once per day, and she like kind of put representative that, and he ate that. Then it's like the leper woman was filled with joy. She was so happy. She was like kind of the reborn in the heaven of the 33 realms. Quoting this 33 realms is like such a kind of the beautiful. Of course, finally there's something like we are different kind of the life and human beings. Extraordinary there is. Maybe when we reborn there, Sanchitasan said 33 like kind of realms is like kind of the heaven. Of course, maybe she can continue that to practice Dharma virtues, maybe more and more higher and higher. And like this, therefore, if we have good motivation, then it doesn't matter your materials, no necessarily expensive, no necessary kind of pure things, but depends your motivation. Only kind of your motivations very things, or Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, they can accept anything. Then you do very strange ways, you are cheating yourself. This is maybe not very good. And like this, in the short, when you are offered to the mandala, whatever you use should be clean. It should be effort in a pleasant ways. Offered in a pleasant ways. This is like three things I told you. First is very, very important to clean your substance, and should like kind of this is offered pleasant when this means it's like not really arrangement, it's not very good. Pleasant ways, and your intention is should be utterly pure, excellent way. If you do like this, then it's the absolutely fantastic, perfect. Oh, time is over. And like this, at your stage of the path, should you stop trying to perform practice for accumulating merit, such as the Mandala offerings. And then it's like, it's cannot to adopt, stopped trying to this doing the accumulation merit. You are on the path of the accumulation merit. You are on the path of the liberation path. Then it's the necessary as much as the big or small, as much as you could, we need to do. Okay, we need necessary. Okay, thank you. We can to stop there. And do you have any questions? Hi. No question, yes? Hamako, okay, Hamako, what do you have?
My question is, when I buy sweets and
Sweet.
fruit, when I buy fruits and sweets,
Where?
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 In Japan.
Every day in Japan. Yes. First, I put offering mandala. After pick up it, but when I lot of something, but cannot eat one day. That few days, 1 week. Slowly pick up it. That it's okay. Stay fruits and sweets someday, few days, 1 week. Stay there, mandala. It's okay.
Yes.
Need to take off only 1 day after 1 day.
That depends. That you have a lot of money, you do it. And you every day you take out, you eat. Maybe you don't eat, you can give to others. If you are not, then there's no problem. You can to enter a rowing knot, and then it's when it's finished. Maybe nobody's food you can't eat, can't give. Maybe you can some birds, some I don't know. It's if you use some biscuit or some bread, you can to give to some fish or birds. Fruits maybe it's a garbage. Yes.
So, and Rinpoche tell to us when we every day offering water to mandala, that afternoon need to take off.
Yes.
Rinpoche said, but normally if you go to job, that afternoon cannot. Evening or
You can
night,
evening when you come
it's
back
okay.
from job.
So, and I have a question more. When I make Torma, that if a lot of what to say, lot of if when I have lot of what to say, sampa,
Go ahead.
if lot of make what to say, and
Nato.
after if no need what to say, make I put the cooler after I use it's not good. If non if like this, please
If like
see.
this, what?
If you make make what you say, like this, like this, so lot. If half Torma half. It's after half. Put the pura. It's not good. After time, next time use not good.
Can you say that in Japanese?
いっぱい、トルマの生地を作ってしまい、たくさん余っちゃったので、冷凍庫に保存して次の、直に使ってもいいんですか？ダメですか？
Okay, there's someone translate.
マシャ。Maybe no there Japanese.
They are Japanese. Yes.
Only YouTube. Everybody YouTube.
Uh-huh. Okay. Can you write then send me, okay?
Rasa Kabinchara.
Oh, that's so. And the other questions? No. Yes?
Emi Nakamoto has a question.
Uh-huh.
Today Rinpoche said that when we count the number of times, we should hold the west side of Mandala base facing us. Is it incorrect to hold the east side facing us?
Why you want? And the book says like this, then? When you offer, when I tea is offered, okay, maybe I don't know. If I offered to you is like this, how you can to holding? Not this. If I'm offered to you like this, then it's your side, yes? Then you can to cut here. And in this case, when you are offering, eastern is the other side. And other?
Thank you. And someone says, Torma making for Kilaya plus Dzogchen protectors Rahula and lion-headed Dakini. How make Torma not to crack and not to melt? Number of cheese discs, 1, 2, or 3 in long chain knitting tradition.
When you come to Dharma City, I will tell you, okay, love? And today we cannot say, okay. And other?
That's all, Rinpoche.
Okay. Thank you, love. Have a nice day. Thank you. Hyonchu Sancho Rinpoche, Ma Shiba Na Shijurji Shiba Nyamba Miba. Koni Kondon Perwa Sho Shiva Kondo Yondo Lama Ton Dharmi Chuje Pala Long. Sadon Lam Je Yang Ten Razo Te Dorjen Chongo Komponyo To Sho. Lasso Bonaparte.